Rejection. It can be kind of a heavy topic for some people. It can be very sensitive. And this video is to talk about how to get over the fear of rejection. I've spoken about this before and I've learned so much since then, so I wanted to share my new insights with all of you guys. This is Tasleem and welcome to my channel, Tasleem Leila. So the first piece of advice that I want to give is before you worry about getting rejected or what you think is getting rejected, make sure you're not rejecting yourself. So what do I mean by that? Oftentimes we go to events, dance events, parties, friends events, whatever it is, socials, and we don't realize that we are showing up in a way as if we haven't taken care of ourselves. Like we haven't had a good shower and made sure like that we're using deodorant and that our hair is, looks good, or that we look approachable and friendly. And because that energy, it has nothing really to do with aesthetics. It's the energy of you're saying like, I know how to take care of myself. I love myself and I'm supporting myself. So other people then know how to treat you. They know you teach people how to treat yourself because of the way you treat yourself, if that makes sense. So if they see that you've shown up, like not really taking care of yourself, and then you go and complain that you're being rejected, well, it's not going to be a surprise because you're already rejecting yourself just by not taking care and sort of saying to people like, this is just what you're going to have to deal with. And it's not, it doesn't make for an easy connection with other people. Another way we reject ourselves is that we don't realize that we're holding a lot of insecurities inside. So we already feel like maybe, you don't feel as good in dancing, or you feel like there's something about your appearance that you're feeling really insecure about, or maybe you have felt rejected in the past and you feel like, it's always the other guys or the other girls that get asked to dance and you're kind of waiting there. But you put that energy out. You don't realize it, but you're putting that energy out. So the more people can feel that, the more they will, quote unquote, seem to be rejecting you. But it's because you're attracting that energy. You're putting out this energy of the underlying insecurities that you might have. I know I did this a lot. And once I could shift that, then I saw a shift in who was coming into my circle. And the thing is, people want to be around people that feel good about themselves. We all have insecurities, but if we're sitting in that energy of, oh, I'm insecure about this and that, and I'm just waiting for someone to make me feel better, it's going to be really hard for anyone to want to come up to you and ask you to dance or anything else. They won't know why, but they won't feel that approachable kind of feeling, The thing is, when you don't reject yourself, you don't take any no's to a dance personally. You don't take anything personally, really, when other people, if they, if you were to go and ask someone to dance and they say no, when you're feeling good about yourself, it wouldn't faze you in the slightest. You might wonder why. You might ask them why. You might, it might be a curiosity thing, but you wouldn't let it bring you down. You know that there's so many other people out there, and you're just going to go ask someone else to dance and, hope that the person who said no is feeling okay for whatever she or he is going through. And that's the thing, is that sometimes I have said no to dances and it has nothing to do with the other person. Sometimes it's because I felt insecure that I wasn't at the level of the person that was asking me to dance, and I didn't think I could keep up with them. Sometimes I had a problem with my shoes, my dance shoes. Um, Other times it was because I had just danced with someone that did something that kind of like hurt me, and I needed some time to get, to sit down and get over that. Sometimes I'm going through something emotional, like whatever it is. A lot of times it wasn't about the other person, and the only time it was about the person asking me was because if I had danced with them previously and they made me feel really uncomfortable, or um, like did something that hurt me, and or if I felt disrespected, then I will remember that person and I don't want to dance with them again. And I don't always feel the need to like explain unless they ask. The thing is that I remember like being at a milonga with a guy who, was kind of like a dance friend of mine, and he was so fixated on this girl that maybe he liked, I think, at the milonga, that wasn't responding to him the way that he wanted. That the whole night, that's all he talked about, and that's all he was in such a negative energy space because he wanted her to respond a certain way and she didn't, and I guess he felt rejected. And here I was in front of him, we could have been dancing, and he wasn't taking up that opportunity. And it actually made me feel less excited to dance with him. It kind of lowered my connection with him. I went and danced with other people, but I it made me see what I could be like. Like I could be that person that is like, oh, I just got rejected. Now I'm going to make my whole night just surrounded by that energy of like, I got rejected. But the thing is, when you do that on the dance floor and in life, in dating, everything, you miss out on all the other people around you. Like he was missing out on me and him hanging out or dancing. But forget about me. Like there were beautiful women out there that were amazing dancers, and he was so fixated on this one that he lost out. And I was like, I don't want to ever do that. If I ever did it again, if I ever did it, I don't want to be like that again. Because he kind of didn't realize, but he showed me what it could turn into. And that happens when we put someone on a pedestal. Oftentimes we put people on a pedestal, especially in the dancing world, because you watch them and you see like so many people dancing with them, and maybe they're, really famous in the dance world, and you want to have a dance with them, and so you're scared to ask because you don't want to get rejected, but then you want to dance with them, and it's like this push or pull. And then you get so strung up on what their response is going to be without even knowing what kind of person they are, that you putting them on a pedestal before you even know them, before they even warrant it, like before they've even earned it, you are automatically putting yourself on a lower scale than them. And I think sometimes people can feel that. Like they can feel when you're showing up timid and scared, and, because you think that they are somehow better than you. And it's really hard not to do this when you admire someone in the dance scene and you want to learn from them and stuff. But I think it's really important, again, to like not take it personally, because that person, you never know what they're going through in their life if they say no. Or you might just not know that they're maybe not the best person for you to be dancing with. Like I've heard this phrase from other life coaches and stuff say, rejection is actually just redirection. Imagine if every time you thought like someone was rejecting you, it's actually the universe redirecting you to someone and somewhere that's way better for you. like the universe knows that that just wouldn't be the healthiest connection for you to spend your time on that night or at that event. And instead of you taking the new route, the redirection, you're like, no, I want to stick with this person. I want to find out why they said no. Why did they reject me? And we can lose sight of all the opportunities that are out there for us. And I think it's really sad. And I've done it, so I understand it. And I've done it in life and in dating and even in friendships. And I realized that, like, the reason I'm doing this video is because I've faced it a lot recently too, like just realizing that I'm rejecting myself, and that's why I'm attracting that energy sometimes. But as soon as I see it as a redirection, it's amazing what incredible other people come into my life, like other dances in life, whether it's actually on a dance floor or off the dance floor. We can really open ourselves up to more rather than closing ourselves off thinking that it's a rejection. One piece of advice that I really want to give that I think a lot of people are surprised by, but I think is really powerful, is to do the rejecting yourself, to practice doing the rejecting yourself. Now, people might be thinking, wait a second, I don't want to be a rejecter. Like, I don't want to be mean and conceited and like say no to people just as a game. And I'm not talking about a game. I'm actually talking about real life decisions that you stand up for what you deserve. So you're very selective. Become selective about where you put your energy and time. Some of those people that may come across as mean or, whatever the term is, like conceited, stuck up because they say no. Some of them are just really being selective about their time. And they're like, there are certain places and people that I want to put my energy into. And it's nothing personal, but right now, you're not the person that I want to put that energy into. And when we practice doing that, if I practice being more selective, then I also hold up my promise to myself not to reject myself. And it also helps me to feel into what it feels like to just say no and realize, like, it is not personal. Like, sometimes I will say no to someone, but it's not personal to them. And once I realize that I'm not saying it personally to them, it's just personal for me. It's like I want to put my time here and there and only have a limited amount of time or energy to put into certain people or places. Then when someone says no to me to something, it doesn't faze me at all. It's like, oh, I actually admire it in them. I think, wow, this person knows what they want in their life and they know where they want to spend their time. And it inspires me to do the same. So I wanted to leave you with that note. Let me know what you think about it. Yeah, I will talk to you all soon. Thanks for listening.